Picture this, it is the 1990s, and you are trying to decide which video game console to get. The games were fantastic on both sides, but the way these companies talked to you, that was a whole different story. This era was defined by a fierce competition, not just on the digital battlefield, but directly in your living room through unforgettable commercials and advertisements. Sega and Nintendo took dramatically different paths in their 1990s advertising, creating two distinct brand identities. Sega positioned itself as the cool, edgy, and rebellious underdog, directly challenging Nintendo's established family-friendly image. Nintendo, conversely, embraced its wholesome reputation, focusing on innovation, beloved characters, and the pure joy of gaming for all ages. This contrast in strategy was born from their market positions. Nintendo, with its wildly successful Nintendo Entertainment System and Super Nintendo, was the reigning champion. They had a loyal, broad audience, so their advertising reinforced their brand as a reliable source of fun. Sega, a newcomer to the console war, needed to carve out its own niche. They aimed to attract an older, more mature gamer who felt Nintendo was too childish, actively cultivating an attitude to stand apart. Sega's famous slogan, "Genesis does what Nintendo don't," is a perfect example of their aggressive, direct comparison marketing. Their commercials were fast-paced, often featuring teenagers, loud music, and a sense of irreverence, like their "Welcome to the Next Level" campaign. Nintendo, on the other hand, showcased the wonder of their games, often highlighting Mario's adventures or the revolutionary graphics of titles like Star Fox, using slogans that emphasized fun and imagination without directly attacking their competitor. Think about the calm, inviting tone of a Nintendo commercial versus the in-your-face energy of a Sega ad. This was more than just clever marketing. It was a masterclass in brand identity during the console wars. Sega introduced attitude marketing, a concept that defined a generation's rebellious spirit within gaming. Nintendo solidified its position as a household name, creating enduring characters and experiences. Their divergent advertising approaches ultimately shaped how gamers perceived each company and fueled a rivalry that captivated millions. The way Sega and Nintendo marketed their consoles in the 1990s did not just sell games. It defined an era of gaming culture. It showed us that even within the same industry, there are countless ways to connect with an audience. Their contrasting styles created a dynamic landscape that propelled innovation, sparked passionate debates among friends, and ultimately left a lasting legacy on how video game brands communicate with players even today.